Hey everybody, so today I'm finally doing the protein French toast recipe. I talked about it a while ago on one of my live streams. A lot of people wanted to get that recipe and kind of how I do it and how it has so much protein in it. So the main thing that makes it a protein French toast is this bread here. So it is Nature's Own, but make sure to say wheat and protein. So this has 8 grams of protein per slice. So I usually make anywhere from like 3 to 4 pieces of French toast whenever I make this. So it is 8 grams of protein per slice, 9 carbs, and I think 2 grams of fat, and that's for like per piece of bread. So great macros. It tastes very good, and because it's wheat, to me it kind of soaks up the egg wash a lot better. So ingredients that you need: that protein bread. I use egg whites for my egg wash. You can use milk in your egg wash as well. I personally cannot tell the difference between whenever I do use it in my eggs and whenever I just use the egg white, so that's kind of personal preference there. Of course, cinnamon. I use sugar-free syrup and also butter spray. So this is 0 calorie. You can get it basically anywhere. I use the butter flavor for this just because it kind of gives the bread more of a buttery thing without having all the fats from regular butter. So let's get started. So normally I have a food scale. I weigh everything just so I know that I'm getting the actual serving size that I'm tracking as far as my macronutrients and my calories. So today I'm unfortunately going to have to guess that. I'll tell you about what I normally use so that it will be helpful. So, bowl for the egg wash. For 4 pieces of toast, I usually use about 125 grams of egg whites. If you don't use a food scale, I would start off with probably a cup of egg whites. You can use whole eggs. I choose not to, just so that I can get more protein and less fats. Whenever I eat this meal, I normally eat it with whole eggs and bacon. So with that, I just use the egg whites because it works well as far as the egg wash, and I have less fats. So about 125 grams per 3 or 4 slices. You can always add more, but that's about what I normally track. So we will put our egg whites in our bowl, and I just have the liquid. It's not like the egg beaters or the egg product. It's just plain egg whites. That'll kind of help with the color once we get into soaking and cooking ours as well. So we will use that. I'm making more today. I'm making 6 pieces, so I have a little bit more in my bowl, which I'll show later. So we got that. Got a little bit of milk here. I don't use a lot. Like I said, I normally use 2 ounces probably and 125 grams of the egg whites. Just enough to kind of mix up, make it a little more, or actually a little less thick as far as the egg texture. So let's mix that up. Got that. Some people use or put their cinnamon in the egg wash. I do not, for 2 reasons. One, I feel like the bread does not really soak up the cinnamon flavor whenever I do that. And 2, if I put the cinnamon on whenever it's in the pan, it gives it the cinnamon brown kind of crust on it, which I like. So again, with the milk, as far as adding that, it's also personal preference as to how and when you add your cinnamon. So I will add mine right before I put it in the pan on one side, and then whenever it's in the pan, I will add it. So I have about probably 175 grams of egg whites in this because I'm making more, and probably close to 3 ounces of milk. Here's like the color of it. Like I said, I'm just using the plain egg whites, not the egg replacement or the egg beater. So that's kind of why it has the lighter. So now that I have that, let's get this all set up. We will go to soak, and I'll kind of show you how I do that as well. So let me get this set up. So I'm using a copper pan. That's all we use at our house. Very much worth it as far as just how it cooks evenly, and also the cleanup is super easy. I have it on just above medium heat, so we're kind of going to let that heat up while we go to do our egg wash. Again, this is what it looks like. Let's start soaking. Alright, so we have our egg wash. Set this here. So this is kind of how I do it. So I'll take my bread and I'll let it soak for a little bit. And then once that soaks through, you can see it go through. Here's this bread, the wheat plus the protein. It soaks up your egg wash extremely quick. So be very mindful of that. So we've got our cinnamon going on here. And then this side will go face down into the pan. So okay, so I've spread our pan. This side will go face down. And then as this is in there, we will take our cinnamon and we will coat the other side. Okay, so we got one in there cooking. Like I said, this bread soaks up the egg wash extremely quick. So you only have to soak this for maybe like a second or two before it soaks it all up, and it'll be completely fine. So got two going. Put cinnamon on this side and we'll check it out. We'll let it cook for a couple minutes on each side until it gets that brown crust on it, and then I'll show you what it looks like whenever it's finished. This top one here, that's kind of the doneness that I like mine on each side. That way it's not quite burnt. You can see where it's a little brown around the edges. So good. The cinnamon smells amazing. I wish that y'all could smell it. So that's the process I do with each of mine. I normally cook about 2 at a time. Alright, and this is the ending product. Whole stack of French toast. Looks delicious. So that's how I make my French toast. You can add all kinds of toppings that you want. Sometimes I'll do fruit, pecans. I'll do a Greek yogurt mixed with the sugar-free pudding mix. It's like the protein frosting that you normally see me post. All kinds of stuff. I use sugar-free syrup. That is good for your calories as well. I think this has, the kind that I use per serving is like 6 carbs. So very delicious. I eat this at least twice a week, sometimes more than that. And super macro friendly, good for your calories, and it's just good. It's very filling. I usually eat 3 pieces with 1 or 2 whole eggs and a couple pieces of bacon. So that's usually my second and final meal of the day whenever I eat that. If you have any questions, anything that you would like me to explain more, just let me know. I appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully we'll have some more recipes coming as we go along. Anything that you would like me to make that maybe you see me post or anything, please feel free to leave me a comment, shoot me a message, anything that you want. Just let me know, and hopefully I can put out some more information for you guys. Thanks for watching.